Hi Leo, this is Wishko the Ferret. Thanks for hopping into the Ferret Den. We're keeping things warm here. We're keeping things cozy. It might actually be a little too warm, so I might have to turn off the AC at some point. For you today, we have a reading for May 29th to June 4th. We also have a full moon in Sagittarius coming up on the 3rd or the 4th, depending on your location in the world. So definitely check out your favorite astrologers so you can tune into those energies if you're someone who wants to work with those. Okay, but as always, Leo, drop into your heart space. Let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages here are for you and which messages are for others. I'm going to be, I don't know, I feel like kicking it old school. I'm going to do the classic Celtic cross, and we'll see what's going on for you this week. As always, I like to thank Archangel Michael for protecting me and my energy, for keeping me safe, keeping me warm, for showing me the way. Thank you to my angel guides and to my spirit team for lighting up the way ahead and for connecting me with the highest love of spirit and for the highest truth for our Leo collective, whether they be sun, moon, rising, everything in between. Whoever also wants to connect with the Leo energies at this time, no harm in that. Just make sure you especially check in with yourself, okay? I've used these cards for many years, so I like how they jump. Very interesting. Okay. I don't know. Okay, so we're very focused on the self for this reading because I just heard someone say, what's the focus of this reading? And I'm like, I don't know. What is it? So we have Uranus, Aquarius, and the first house on your astro dice. The first house is very dedicated to the self, quite literally to the self. Usually it is in reference to your physical body, or it could be in terms of taking care of your physical health, your mental health. There's just something here about working the healthy body. We have Uranus, which is perhaps something unexpected. Maybe you'll find that there are some changes in your diet that you need to make, or there are some changes in your body. And it's all okay, you know, check with your doctor, check with if you have a nutritionist or whatever, whoever you check in with them. But I mean, you could find some strange bodily sensations popping up too. But there's something here about just watching, making sure that you're eating healthy, making sure that you're taking care of your body, because something sudden or unexpected. This isn't like a bad thing. This is probably something that if you're coming to this reading now, you're coming in, you're like, oh, snap, okay, like this is something to be aware of. But just be prepared for like any sudden thing that could come up. But there's something here about Aquarius, which is very eccentric and authentic. So perhaps, I hate to say this, it doesn't even have to be healthy. If you're finding that, because I think the authentic self, I would like to think that all of our authentic selves just love the idea of being healthy and feeling good, and that good food is good for our body, and moving in particular ways feels good for our body. But this could quite literally be something of like, perhaps you have this sudden unexpected thing coming your way, or this surprise where like universe is showing you like, oh hey, maybe like, here's some yoga moves you can do, and it's like, I don't even like yoga, but then all of a sudden you're finding that there's a certain groove of yoga that you like, or there's a certain type of yoga that you like, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is like a really good thing. This is very me. It's almost discovering something through the self or with the self, or maybe you're pursuing something pretty odd. So maybe there's like a certain drink that you might find that you really like, or there's just something about like something of that influences the body that you just connect with here. Just very suddenly, or almost like treated like a surprise this week. Okay, so something coming to mind. But anywho, that's just one thing. That seems to be like the focus. And I do feel like a lot of this is like emotional health, because we have some swords and we have some cups here. We don't have we have like only one of the pentacles here. But anyway, let's just get into the Celtic cross. We have justice. So the center of your reading is being fair, maintaining balance, making sure that the energy you are giving others is the same kind of energy you're giving yourself. You just want to make sure that everyone in the situation is being treated fairly. This, whatever situation is present at the moment, it's just balance and being fair. Some obstacles right now is King of Pentacles. So perhaps there is an authority figure who has it all that is... I just heard remember to be just. So perhaps you are the person in power here. Perhaps you are the person in power and maybe you're letting the power get to your head, or maybe there's somebody else who's kind of threatening, threatening this fairness or whatever. But Spirit doesn't judge, they want to say. So Spirit doesn't judge, regardless of who's involved. Spirit doesn't judge. But they will try to, like, they can't really, like, depending on the challenges, because you could have signed up for these challenges before you came, you know, to this world. So we still have to navigate our challenges, obviously, ourselves, but Spirit's going to do their best to try to smooth the way or clear the obstacles so that you can handle this person or this figure or this situation, and you can navigate it smoothly. But you need to put in some of the work to do that. So let's just see what's going on. Interestingly enough, the King of Pentacles is kind of the obstacle here. So, I mean, you could also be fighting tradition too. Perhaps you're not somebody who likes the discipline, or like, I just like heard like maybe there's like a scheduling conflict that you have or something. I don't know. I'm getting like the weird feeling that some of you might actually, like, maybe your boss wants you to do a schedule change, or maybe that you want a schedule change, but you're not being allowed to do that or something. I don't know. But we have the Queen of Pentacles here for the subconscious mind, or like the undercurrent of what's going on. And I almost quite literally feel like, you guys are like, I hate to think of like the minor arcana with like the queens being like below the kings, but hierarchically, like in progression, it's the queen and then the king. And I can't help but feel like you have an authority figure that's over you, like trying to direct you into a place that's not authentic to you. But the Queen of Pentacles here, as an undercurrent, like you have the resources available and you feel like it's almost like I don't know, like the Queen of Pentacles is very self-sufficient. She's very nurturing. She's got it kind of all together a little bit. You might not be someone who has it all together, but you have resources available to you and you're kind of aware of that, and you work with them. It just seems like perhaps there's like a fairness that's not, like, there's almost something clogging your mind here. It's like this fairness thing is kind of what keeps popping up in my head as I'm looking at this reading. And there's just something here that perhaps was unjust, and it's almost like that safe space that you've created for yourself in your mind, or in your whatever physical space you have modeled as your safe space is kind of being threatened in some way. Or I do feel like this is in reference to work. It doesn't have to be work for some of you, but it's somebody who, you know, is like having power over you or something hierarchically or whatever, or someone viewed to have power over you. But Queen of Pentacles, it's almost like you've kind of carved out your place in the world for greatness, and you have kind of, I don't want to say like every situation is different, Spirit is saying, so okay, so I won't go into that, but it's almost like you're just being threatened, or your progress is being threatened in some way. I don't know. But in the past, you might have been, oh, wow, you know what? I'm missing a future position for y'all. Dang, I wonder why that is. I just heard clueless. So perhaps you're clueless for how to move forward, but we'll see. Because, like, there's a reason that I did not pull the future, guys. I was literally, like, I didn't mean to do it, but that's what happened. So we'll see. We'll pull different possibilities then. How's that? So I'm just going to trust that it ended up the way that it did. So I'm going to go through the reading, and then I'll pull some potential near futures. But in the past, you've had the Sun. So this is like, I don't know, maybe you've been enriched in some activities. I don't know why that's coming to mind, but the Sun is a card of positivity. The Sun is I don't know, it's just something positive. It could be a positive outlook. It could be birthing something new. It was the start of something, or it was the start of some optimism or positivity. And for the focus, we have the Three of Wands. So what you need to focus on right now is planning on where you want to go, or what you want to do. What's your next course of action? Because the Three of Wands, does have a foundation already set. So you kind of already know where you want to go. It's just a matter of how you're going to get there. And the Three of Wands, he has the whole desert landscape at his disposal. So that's going to be the focus, is trying to navigate where to move forward, okay? So before we get into the future position, we have you, which is the King of Swords. You're thinking about this very logically, taking on the energy of the King of Swords. You're somebody who is very quick and decisive and who can get the job done. And I think you're thinking about this in terms of like logic. But I do feel like perhaps it could be, I just heard like something about being symbolic of changes on the way. So you can be somebody who makes this change. So make sure that you're not being too super ultra logical about it, because for whatever reason, there's something ringing in my ear of, you know, perhaps maybe you're being a little too logical about it. Just make sure that you're connecting with your intuition so you know the next steps to take. Your intuitive side can help you move forward with that. Okay, so in your environment, we have the Fool. So I don't know, perhaps you're surrounded by naive people, or perhaps this is a new beginning for you, or you've started something and you're kind of walking into this new start, because the Fool is about new beginnings. The Fool can also be about, ooh, that's so cool. So some of you, okay, some of you are creating a new environment. Some of you could be starting up your own business. So basically, I'm seeing somebody who is constructing the future, and they're like constructing their world now to promote greatness in the future. I don't really know if that makes sense, but it's something like you're building a road, and Spirit is saying this road is going to lead to greatness. So they just said something about like a greatness. It's like the hero's journey, like the great, like you know, like when you open up a fiction book, when you open up any book that's about a story, you have a story and you have the hero or the heroine, and they are going off on their grand hero's journey. There's like a very typical story structure, but usually they have a happy ending. You know, the hero's journey, like the typical hero's journey, has like a happy, successful, great ending, or this is how I became the greatest person of all time, or like not the greatest person, but like, you know, the most successful this of all time, or the XYZ, like this is how I've done this. Like they're giving me that kind of like, I don't know why I'm getting a lot of book analogies today. I haven't read anything recently, but they're literally like showing me like the beginning of the book and say, this is how I achieved all of this, and then they tell the story. And that's kind of what they're showing me, is like you're in an environment to create that, or you're already in the midst of creating that. But you're having inspiration and ideas to create that. Okay, so you have the Ace of Cups here in your hopes and your desires. Your hopes, your desires, your fears. Your hopes and your fears, your desires, the things that you're afraid of. You have the Ace of Cups. It came out a little bit reversed. Now, not a little bit reversed. I kind of like went half and half on this. So let me talk about the upright meaning, and then I'll talk about the reverse meaning. The upright meaning in the Ace of Cups is, you know, feeling like you're overflowing. It is a new beginning. It is positive abundance and overflow, but because it came out in reverse typically means something that's empty in your cup. So perhaps some of you are thinking about this new journey, or you're trying to construct this new thing, and you're afraid you're going to make the wrong choice. You're afraid you're going to take the wrong path, or like you might not be fully fulfilled in what you're doing. And the reason why is just went up, down, not sure. I feel like we are like we're dreaming of something. We're just not sure of how we're going to get there. We're not sure of what our future is going to look like. So the thing that I would have to say for you, Leo, is just try something. Like the greatest thing that you can do for yourself is to get moving on something. You don't have to put all of your resources into something, but focus on one thing, achieve it, see how you feel. Work on it for 30 days, see how you feel. I actually got that from one of the videos from Struthless here on YouTube. I love his videos, and he talked about, you know, if you're I've just heard like you tried to cradle your passion, but maybe you just babied it for too long and you didn't allow it to grow. And Spirit's saying that that's something that perhaps you need to do, is like cradle your passion and quite literally just like start letting it grow into something bigger, instead of just like constantly giving it a pacifier, because I'm feeling like it wants to grow. You know, and I just feel like you need to start nursing it and start like, you know, teaching it to do things by actively doing things and like, you know, getting out there. And, you know, if you're struggling to figure out your passion, I think Struthless put it in like the perfect way of saying something along the lines, and, you know, don't quote me verbatim, but he said something very similar along the lines of like, your passion isn't something that your passion is something that you create. It's something that you build. It's not something that, you follow, because everyone, that whole thing of following your passion is only assuming that everybody has one, which is not true. We could have many. It's assuming that the passion that you pursue for a career or a job, usually is what they mean by that. A career or job is going to fulfill you. And that's not true either. Some of us might want to pursue our passions in our free time. And the whole follow your passion, everything's going to be perfect and great, and we'll never struggle again, that's just not true. So really just picking one and seeing how you feel, and what is something that you can focus on, maybe not even for the rest of your life, because it doesn't have to be for the rest of your life, but what's something that you're going to focus on that you want to build, off of, that you want to create something out of. I just heard creating content. Some of you quite literally just want to be creators, or create content or something. There's something here about creating with projects and such. So definitely do that. Start work on that. Do it for 30 days and see how you feel. And measure your happiness then when you're doing the work. And, is this something I can do when I'm feeling, don't wait for yourself to get motivated to do it. Do it every day. Do a little bit of something. Do a little bit to commit to that dream every day. And then see, journal a lot. And by the end of that 30 days, see how you feel. The outcome of this is 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups is a union. It's a bonding. And this is also bonding with yourself more as well. So especially if you're journaling throughout this process, this is something that, you need to take into consideration, how you are feeling. This could be meeting someone new, but not to be completely off the wall of this reading. It could be meeting someone new, but with the 2 of Cups, to me, especially in reflection to the rest of the things, this reading is all about the self. So I really do feel like this is meeting your higher self, or bridging that gap between you and your higher self, so that you could become more aligned and create a more self-fulfilling life, or self-sustaining life. Let's see what else we got going on here for your near future. What is the outcome? The outcome's great. Oh, I just said something about making a choice. The near future for you guys is 2 of Swords, making a choice. It's a toughie. 2 of Swords is tough because she's got a blindfold on, and she can't really see the path ahead. So you can logic. That's what I worry about you, Leo. You have the King of Swords here, and like I said, try not to logic it too much. You really need your intuition in order to move forward. Remember when I said we're talking about a path or something that you need to do? So in the near future, you'll probably have to, or feel called to, make a decision, and you'll need to rely on your intuition to do that. It could be to leave a scenario behind and get into something else. It could be to create your small business, or go off into the wilderness and not return for another 2 weeks until you collect yourself and get it together and journal and have a series of spiritual moments with the divine, so that you can, get yourself aligned and on the right path, or on the path that's best for you. Okay, so you're highly skilled, Spirit wants you to know. Be reassured that you're highly skilled. This is something that, you know this. So Spirit's reiterating that you're very skilled, and you have passions that have lain dormant for a while. So, take all of those into consideration as you're journaling and feeling your way through it, okay? So, you have 2 cards that really wanted to come out. You have New Life and Never-Ending Story. Oh, this combo tells me so much right now, and I'm going to try to keep it short. Okay, so the new life here indicates that there's a new beginning. Treasure the time that you have now, and treasure this old life that you're in, but this is the old life, honey. This is not your new life. So really step into this new life. Or maybe this is a new life that you've already stepped in, but that old life has served you, is the vibe that I'm getting. Consider it precious. Don't kind of throw it away. Make sure that with the never-ending story, that you are telling a story about your life that has empowered you. We found, and this is very difficult. This card is tough because I get this card constantly. And that's usually when I'm stuck in my own head, when I am thinking about things way too negatively. The never-ending story talks about somebody who can't get out of the victim mentality, somebody who keeps reviewing their stories over and over again in their head, and they can't stop reviewing, first of all, what happened. They can't stop reviewing the feelings that arrive when, the feelings that are associated with the memories. And they can't stop thinking about different solutions when it's too late to give a solution. The time has already passed, and it's time to move on and not reflect on it anymore. And we create that feeling within ourselves in the present when it really just belongs in the past. So that's kind of what the never-ending story, that's the never-ending story's story, basically, is You know, reviewing things, overthinking things, having them come back to haunt you. Not only that, but constructing, like the more that you think about it, the more that you are in the energy of those past situations that you can no longer change. We are constructing our present stories in our subconscious. And it's hard for us, like you can tell yourself through mantras like all the time, and it's fine, but you can tell yourself through mantras and you can try to correct that. And that actually helps, but there's going to be so much power in keeping your current present energy away from the past. Mantras might be a little counterintuitive, or I'm not going to say like, that's not where the bulk of the work is. A lot of people say, like, sometimes mantras are great for when you want to. I'm not dissing mantras. I use mantras all the time. But what I'm saying is that some people think that saying mantras over and over again is going to help fix all of the stuff underneath. But you need to do the bulk of the work underneath first. Mantras are a great tool to help you, like, in terms of identification sometimes. First of all, it helps you get comfortable saying things that you are uncomfortable saying. Especially when it comes to things that we deserve or that we want and that we know we deserve and we know what we want, but for some reason when we say them, we are uncomfortable with it. And I think that's a great thing. Like if you say something and it's uncomfortable and you know you want that, you know you desire it, that's a mantra that you need to start saying every day until you get comfortable not only with the words, but it's meaning, and you need to get used to taking them into your heart, into your soul, into your bones, into your blood. Let that truth run through you from head to toe. That way you can really feel it, you can really engage your whole body into it, and then you can start quite literally just building off of that energy so you can make that your present by creating it, okay? So very important that you're building on positive energy in the moment and not reviewing things that you messed up, in summary. Or even things that you might not even messed up, you know? I mean, honestly, okay, sorry, Spirit's like, change the subject, move on. But I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say. I was on something, and then the train derailed, and Spirit pushed me off. That's fine. We're moving on. I will respect that. I'll honor it. I just said they just pushed me off the train, and it just went off. Trust in divine detours with the Coyote Spirit. Coyote Spirit comes in when there's a mess of a situation happening, or there seems to be something that you're like, excuse my French, but you're like, what the fuck? Like, why is this even happening? Where did this come from? I didn't expect this. And again, you have Uranus on your astro dice. So again, whatever unexpected thing this is that could be threatening your authenticity, or it could be further aligning with your authenticity. But perhaps it's an unexpected thing that just does not align with you. But either way, shape, or form, however, whatever happens, divine detours are usually unexpected, but they're unexpected for you. They're not unexpected for Spirit. And the thing with the Coyote Spirit is that he's very sneaky, and he sneaks up on you. You don't see it coming, and that's why it's a surprise. So, he's light as a feather. So you won't know, Spirit's kind of, the way that they said that is weird. Like, you won't know when he's gone. It's almost like coyotes are very quick. So detours will happen faster than you think. But the more you I just heard plotting revenge. So the more you're sitting here plotting revenge, or the more you're sitting here trying to, again, sit in that energy of, I can't believe this popped up, I can't believe this happened, just wait for the storm to pass. Just let the coyote sneak past you. Try not to engage. Be a neutral observer. Okay, because whatever reason, there's another card coming up, and actually from this deck, it's the fox with the telescope looking up at the sky, and it's being a neutral observer to things. And that's kind of what's coming through, is that, you know, being a neutral observer to things and not engaging in it fully is going to help you. Let that coyote just kind of sneak past so that you can kind of get over this, you know, or that you can move on. Not that you can get over it, but that the situation will pass and that things will calm down and that you can start building this new life of yours. Okay, so Vulture Spirit also comes through to say nothing is wasted. And the Vulture Spirit, I don't know, I think this was a different group. I visited an aviary recently, and I'm pretty sure there was a vulture there. So I'm trying to connect with this spirit of birds, and see what that energy, if it wants to say anything special. And this is also like a weird, like, this is like a, not a weird thing, but like, it's like a new skill that I'm trying, so y'all get to go on this journey with me. Because after I had visited this aviary, I had gotten some, like, some some visions, I guess you could say, of like right before I was going into a nap, of like a bird coming to me or something. And I don't know, I just knew the energy of birds. So, but the vulture spirit, the card itself says that nothing is wasted. And I just heard scraps included. Like, so even the little things that might have seemed like they were absolute hell for you, or you, again, the coyote spirit and the vulture spirit, they work very closely with one another, I feel, in this deck, where it doesn't feel like it's supposed to be written. You know, we all come here with a plan, and it feels like things just got messed up somewhere. These are the events in our life that seem like they're such a mess. They're like, I don't know how the divine would have any part in this. I don't know why this stuff is happening. It doesn't really seem like it has any apparent reasoning for it. But Spirit is saying, trust that there is a reasoning for this. Either it's serving you, or it's serving the great divine plan. So it's either serving you specifically, it could be serving the other person, like it could be serving you and making you stronger and more resilient. It could be like that for the other party too. It could just be like serving collective energy in general, because we are all cut from the same cloth. We are all, I don't know, like divine consciousness is all universally one. So it could be just a reasoning that you're never going to know it in this life. I guarantee you're never going to know it. You can feel it in your soul, though. If you're really trying to cling to that answer, maybe Spirit will send you information and you'll be settled. But it's something that people usually feel in hindsight. So let it pass first. You'll understand in time, eventually, what it was there for, what purpose it served. Okay? So because it could be preparing you for something in the future. Not anything bad, but I mean, maybe, I don't know, but, I don't know, Spirit's just saying, like, you know, just wait and change. Just wait and change. Create that change that you want for yourself so that you can move forward, and then whatever it is that you learn from this, you'll be able to take it with you. Simple. Oh, that one wanted to come out because I saw it, and it had to come out. Time to go. Time to move on, y'all. That's just what this card is. I can't elaborate anymore. It's just time to go. Time to go. You also have by the book. So make sure that you are, like, in your exit, you are following the rules. If you are leaving a job, it is typical to leave a 2 weeks notice. And again, whatever change you have to make, I'm not telling you, oh no, like, you know, go leave your job, and then you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like I didn't find a job, and wishkotheferret told me to leave my job. Like, no. Make the decision that's resonant with you. And definitely make the proper preparations if that's something that has been calling to you recently or calling to you for a while. But by the book is saying that not only time to move on, but it's time to grow. It's time to expand. Perhaps this is quite literally picking up a book or writing that book. If you are somebody who needs to share their story and is not doing that yet, Spirit's saying share that story, because this card often comes up when I am dawdling on my writer future and I'm not writing anything. So Spirit's like always comes up with this, and they're like, do it by the book. But this is kind of like, you know, follow the traditions, follow the rules, you know, don't cut corners basically, and keep building so that you have a very strong foundation. If you cut corners, then the tower could topple later. So you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're building, you are building it steadily, that you're building it firmly, and that you can, you got something to work with on that. Okay, so we're going to pull from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray, and you have 110. Lasting messages for our Leo. You're being inspired and led by God and angels. So God, in the general sense, you don't have to be Christian to relate to this. Just whatever you connect with. Love, source, universe, it is all referenced as one. Love, divine, whatever. But you are being inspired and led by God and angels, because I always say them twice. But whatever feelings, that just reassures you that whatever, or that should reassure, not saying like how you should feel, but it's reassurance, or it's meant to be reassurance that whatever feelings are coming up from within you, like it is time for you to feel these things. You're feeling them for a reason. Okay? So that being said, Leo, thank you so much. That was your message. Thank you to you, your angel guides, and your spirit team, also and my angel guides and spirit team, for allowing me to connect with your energy and channel this for you today. I love doing readings. If you like my style, if you like my vibe, if you think I'm cool, go ahead and like and subscribe and all that stuff. That way you don't miss updates from me. Liking helps take this message out to other people, and yeah, it helps the channel grow. So I love you, Leo, and I'll see you next time. Bye.